All right, and we should be going live. Let's double check. It says we are live.
Refresh the page. There's. Yep, we are live.
Awesome. Yep. All right. Hello, everyone. Ace here, and today I am joined with Asmogan, and we are going to be having a look at Star Wars: The High Republic.
Oh joy!
One of two comic book series, I believe, that's going to be around the Republic of all things. Along with, of course, a few books. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right in. This has been their big thing to, of course, try to push this new time period. And while the idea, I'll admit, was interesting, the idea of going to a new time period in Star Wars lore is interesting. Unfortunately, well, I think we know how Marvel writes these days.
They certainly don't seem to give a damn about their comics industry, that's for sure. Very low quality shit. I mean, the Calgar comics, anything to go by, they don't really think about it at all.
Cosmo Sturgy says this is going to be good. Seeker says I second that. Cosmo says hello. Brandon says hello. Gabriel Alio says time to suffer. Ah ha ha. Yes, let the suffering begin. So this
misery.
This actually does provide the timeline. There is, they don't show the Old Republic area before the High Republic, but it does show that it is, of course, before all of the trilogies as well as the New Republic.
'Cause fuck the Old Republic, am I right?
Yeah, it's not like it's one of the most beloved series of Star Wars video games of all time.
And even the MMO, as much as some people don't like it, it's still very popular.
Mm-hmm.
The SWTOR. So, but you know, again, the current heads at Disney and Lucasfilm love to stick that middle finger way up into the air to all the Star Wars fans. See, and granted, they started off on the worst note by decanonizing the EU. So that was my sign. It was going to be fucky.
Yeah, Seeker says a new canon because the expanded universe was too good for him. Yeah, and the thing is, the expanded universe actually did add a lot, even to the established lore. Because, alright, here's a really good example for you. Star Wars, the X-Wing franchise, right? Or the X-Wing series. So X-Wing, TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and X-Wing Alliance. George Lucas basically told them to basically come up with the particular roles and basically what the different starfighters were actually used for. They basically established that particular part of the lore right then and there and how they operated and all that. So that, to the extent that back in the day, the manual for Star Wars X-Wing was almost considered something like a Bible for Star Wars fans. But yeah.
Actually, let's go through this. So High Republic is right at the beginning of the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of outlines everything. Fall of the Jedi, Reign of the Empire, the Bad Batch, Solo Star Wars story, Age of Rebellion, New Republic, Mandalorian, Rise of the First Order. And isn't that, if I'm not misunderstanding, didn't Dave Filoni say that the sequel trilogy that we got is now non-canon? Or did he just hint at that?
I haven't really been paying too much about news regarding the sequel trilogy because I just, at this point, just want to pretend that was a bad dream.
It technically was a bad dream that somebody decided to make into a movie.
Mm-hmm. Determined Sheeple says, "Don't hurt yourselves with that thing, guys." Optimus Jedi says, "I'm ready for the cringe." Optimus Jedi also says, X-Wing was so good, X-Wing Alliance was one of my favorites too. Yep. There's actually a group that's been modernizing X-Wing Alliance to make it look a lot nicer. They've gotten most of the starfighters done, and they're just really working on a few final things from last I saw. But anyways, so let's go to the next bit, which is that famous Star Wars scroll there. Or supposed to be that. The High Republic, the galaxy is at peace, ruled by the glorious Republic and protected by the noble and wise Jedi Knights. As a symbol of all that is good, the Republic is about to launch Starlight Beacon into the far reaches of the Outer Rim. This new space station will serve as a ray of hope for all to see. But just as a magnificent renaissance spreads throughout the Republic, so does a frightening new adversary. Now the Guardians of Peace and Justice must face a threat to themselves, the galaxy, and the Force itself. Gabriel Elio says sequel trilogy, never heard of it. Thank you. Good.
Wait, hold on. Caven Scott. I think I've seen that name before.
Kevin, yeah.
Caven Scott.
Mark Morales is a name I've heard
It
before.
is him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes, you now know the pain and suffering that we are going to be in for.
This is the guy who wrote Attack of the Necron, this fucking worst book, one of the worst 40K materials I've ever read. And even factoring in it's for kids, that book is just a piece of fucking shit.
Wait, this is
one of the... It's so bad.
That's one of the Warhammer Adventure things?
Yes. He's the writer of Warhammer Adventures. And, oh my god. The only thing I could praise of that fucking book in my review of it was it's good vocabulary for kids. Other than that, it's a terrible book. It's just a terrible book. For kids or for adults, really. Because the only thing good is the vocabulary used. That's the only benefit I could see a kid getting a fucking book. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, like, it's such a terrible story. Because the only adult in the fucking book that's there with the kids throughout the whole thing is an inept, coward, and a moron.
Mm-hmm. This is also the book where one of the kids just spouts heresy and completely gets away with it.
Yeah, there's a kid who just says, pretty much just says screw the Emperor right out loud, which was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Even the youngest infant in the 40K universe knows you don't say that shit out loud, because it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter. In the Imperium, on a less loyal world, worst that'll happen is people will shun you. That's on a less loyal world, mm-hmm. on the outer reaches of the Imperium. In a more integral planet to the Imperium, you're gonna probably get stoned to death at best, or slowly tortured to death at worst. It doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter it doesn't matter who you are. You don't say something like that and get away with it. It just does not happen. So that was some bullshit.
Agreed.
Oh my god, this guy's a writer on this. This explains so much already.
He is the writer on this. There is only one writer.
Cosmo Sturgis says, surprised the adult wasn't a man. It is, the adult was a man. He was just a dumb, cowardly character who did absolutely nothing while the girl half his age takes charge of the group of survivors that were attacked by the Necrons. A preteen girl was able to collect herself and take charge more so than the goddamn adult in the room who was just cowering in the corner, fucking in the fetal position, afraid and convinced they were gonna die. The only thing that character did throughout the whole fucking book, and I want to spoil this. I don't want anybody to read this. He fucking, quote-unquote, sacrifices himself in an avalanche at the end of the fucking book to save the kids. It's the only thing. Like, he finally grew a pair and remembered, hey, I'm the one supposed to be taking care of these kids. Yeah. That's the quality of writing Caven Scott's capable of. Subpar, terrible writing.
One Man Army to Electric Boogaloo says, hey, Otis, did you see that Jim Sterling is trooning out? I did see Jim Sterling is changing, we'll say. But, okay. But when it comes to Jim Sterling, the only thing I've been interested in is his takes, and his takes have been getting increasingly worse over the past few years. At this point, I don't really see a point of really watching him much, admittedly, but Determined Sheepy says, already I'm going to need therapy. I will prescribe myself Galaxy Extended series, Galaxy Edge series, or some old Dan Abnett books. Good. Optimus Jedi. Of course, guys, don't you know that I mean men? All right. Am I right? Slay Queen, little girls are so much more fierce than men.
It was so dumb. It'd be one thing if the guy was knocked unconscious, then things wouldn't have been as stupid. Like, I genuinely would have preferred if they pulled that old card. Like, oh, the adult happens to be knocked out, so all the kids have to take charge. Yeah, it's a trope in kids' books for that to happen, or the parents just not be around and the kids just run off. That's a typical trope. But they had the guy conscious and aware that he had 2 kids and a Jacaro to deal with. And he did nothing but cower the whole book until at the very end he saved them from a Necron and an avalanche.
All right. One man.
That's it.
One Man Army says, my bad for calling you Otis. There's another YouTuber by that name I watch. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what Kevin Scott has done to Star Wars now.
Yeah. I have no hope this would be even remotely good.
So, do you want to voice the Fly Dude, or shall I?
Is the Fly... Yeah, I'll take the Fly Dude.
All right.
I'm assuming his line is the first one after the third in the Republic Frontier.
All right, so Shuridan, the Republic Frontier.
You're a Jedi? You are, aren't you? You're a Jedi!
All is calm. All is well.
You have the shiny sword thing. Are you going to light it? The Zimpi have heard your signal. Yes. Yes, we have. You do great things. Great things.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess it is the girl I'm going to be voicing, so... The Force is with me. It surrounds me. It brings me peace.
Have you come to protect us? That's what you do, isn't it? You protect the Republic.
It stops me from screaming at the top of my lungs like a criffing Balthorn.
You protect the Republic. Are we in the Republic? Will you protect us? Oh, so... What are you doing? Why have you got your eyes closed?
I need to concentrate.
Why? Why are you doing magic? I would like to see some magic. Will you show... So they're already pulling a Jar Jar.
Well, this isn't even a Jar Jar. This is Navi the fairy from Ocarina of Time.
It's like they combined the two, really.
Yeah.
It's got the ugliness and, uselessness of Jar Jar, and the minuscule midget talkity talk of the frickin'... What was the name of that little wisp?
From what?
I got 2 wisp I'm thinking of, but the one from Zelda.
Well, Navi the fairy is from Zelda.
Navi, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a wisp. Kyrie! I don't know. What's your name is first?
What's your name?
Kenry.
Nice to meet you, Kenry. I'm Keeve. You need to leave me. You need to leave. You need to leave right now.
Leave? Why? What is going to happen? Is there danger? Should I be afraid?
No. All right, so first page, and already, what are your thoughts?
This is about on par with Kevin Scott's writing. Like, instantly, like, just, oh, there's a Jedi on a planet, and there's a little annoying fairy creature that's narrating literally all the detail. It's so annoying. You have the shiny sword thingy, like, literally it's just a narrator. It says, oh, you protect the Republic, you come to protect us. Hey, seriously? You really have to lay all this out? You can't show part of this? You can't spread out this narration about the Jedi protecting the Republic and being guardians?
You have to remember, it's for the sequel trilogy, quote, fans.
Oh yeah, I guess they would need it explained to them that Jedi are supposed to be protectors.
Alright, so some of the comments here. Optimus Jedi says, oh wow, right off the bat with the mental illness haircut, huh? Yeah, why is that a thing?
Now, to be fair, I don't think that the haircut is bad. I know some people have it. And one of the friends I have who has this haircut, she has it because her sister passed away from cancer.
Okay.
So she keeps a side of her head shaved for that reason, as like a remembering of that. So there are reasons other than like the woke crowd, but the woke crowd kind of have ruined haircuts for a while.
The woke crowd seemed to be really obsessed with the 80s fashion for some reason.
They're obsessed with the 80s and then screwing with it in terms of like what was cool about it or what was at the very least entertaining about it, and then they just kind of associate with all the bullshit.
All right. So Seeker says, "What the hell is that? It is a comic book. A comic book that is supposed to appeal to the woke crowd." Optimus Jedi says, "Lol, that voice though. Props, dude. I mean, Asmogan, you are doing a really good job with the voice."
I don't know if I can stay consistent with it. I have to talk from the back of my throat.
Inquisitor Busalati says, "Good. Waspinator is pleased." Determined Sheepy says, "Well done, gents." Gabrielle says, "High Republic audio comic with Jar Jar Binks." Jar Jar Binks was not this annoying. He was not this annoying. He was annoying, but he was not this annoying.
And to be fair, I guess me doing that voice doesn't help. Like if I talked like a normal person, like, "Why are you doing magic? I would like to see some magic. Will you show me magic?" Just the way it reads, though, it reads like he's talking really, really fast and trying to get her attention and trying to like. Basically, she's the straight man in air quotes. People are probably gonna be pissed I used that term, straight man or straight woman, I suppose. The straight woman to the comic relief of this little ugly gnat thing. Like, what is it supposed to be? It looks like a fairy, but like from a demonic universe that got mixed. Well, it looks like a fairy that got thrown in the dryer and then thrown in the microwave and then dragged out and then run through some coals. I'm curious to hear what the explanation of why this Jedi is here and what the fuck the point of this little fairy is.
All right. Seeker says, "This writing, yes." Zim the Despot says, "God, that art style can't hold a candle to the old Dark Horse style." Yeah. Gabriel
now,
says...
I will say this. I don't think the art is bad so far. Like, this is not bad art. What I don't like so far is the color choices. But I get it. They're trying to be like, oh, this is an alien planet. Let's throw a bunch of crazy colors in there. You got this red plant or crystal or rock face, and you got an orange one, then I got a green one, and blue ones. It's strange, but I get it why they're doing it. I'd say my biggest problem with the artwork so far is it is pretty much just the color palette so far. Maybe we're gonna get some really derpy looking shit like we did with Calgar. But so far, it's consistent.
Yeah. Let's see. Gabriel says, "Our main character doesn't have a personality. What do we do?" I don't know. Add a mascot. That honestly might explain a few things. Determined Sheepy says, "First beer can opened." And I Loser says, "Good evening all." All right. Yeah. Well, with that, let's go on to the next page.
Joy.
Raw! Everything is exactly as it should be.
Monster! Monster! Monster!
You want to voice this dude, or shall I?
I'll do it. Exactly as it should be. Are you sure about that? Sure. I don't know if I should be like, sure. It's the snake thing. Exactly as it should be. Are you sure about that? Okay, that's still him. It looks to me like you're distracted. That you were open to attack. Just what are they teaching in the temples these days?
I don't know. Maybe you should ask my master.
What are you doing? Don't just stand there. Lop off his other arm.
Well, what do you think?
I think you need to work on your lateral sweep, my Padawan.
Sorry about the tree, Master Skier.
Oh, they put the double S skier thing. No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
What the fuck was with that line? Okay, sorry about the tree, Master. No, you're not. No, I'm not. What? What was the point of... What? What a pointless what? Okay.
Oh no.
It's weirdly clunky, but I've heard worse. Benefit of the doubt.
I just don't know why we're here. You should be recuperating after your accident, and I should be preparing for my trials. Unless you don't think I'm ready.
That's it, isn't it? You think I need more time?
No, that's...
Oh,
that's...
oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was going to think.
Also, amusingly, this is, of course, more exposition. Because
yeah, I'm not a fan of that in comics. Like, oh, your accident, your thing, this happened to you. Like, we're gonna hint at it. At the very least, I hope they don't do what the Calgar comic did and never show it. Like in the Calgar comic, we never saw how the boys in the flashbacks dealt with that giant motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just cut to them having escaped it and them mentioning like, oh, if it weren't for Calgar, you would have, or if it weren't for Tactican, you would have been dead. It's like, okay, well, can we see like how that went down?
I can
Are
tell
artists
you
are really afraid to draw these days?
All right, so I can tell you this. You remember how Marnius Calgar comic kind of destroyed itself by having Marnius do something hilariously tactically stupid between issues 3 and 4?
Yes.
That made no sense. Yeah, you're going to have a similar sort of moment here in this comic. In this first issue.
Why?
Although it's not a tactical decision, but we'll get to it. Don't worry.
Is it a rational decision?
Huh?
Is it a rational decision?
Not exactly a rational one, we'll say, or you could argue it's the exact opposite. But
gotcha.
That's it, isn't it? You think I need more time, Criff? I knew it.
Have you finished?
Sorry, Master.
Good. Wait, what? I'm sorry, that just comes off as really clunky. She didn't say that much. Like, I would expect, like, a soliloquy for him to pull the "have you finished" line, but okay. Good. I have two things to say. First of all, if you are to be knighted, you need to watch your language. Wait, did she swear? What? Wait,
I know they make up imaginary swear words in this.
Oh, wait, is Criff? I thought that was supposed to be like a sound effect.
Criff, I think, is his name.
Wait, no, didn't she said it was Skier?
Oh, Skier.
So I'm assuming that was
Criff is a swear word. Okay.
What?
Yeah, Criff is a swear word.
Okay. I did. Okay, and by the way, I just noticed the Jar Jar Binks in miniature is in the background swinging a stick.
Mm-hmm.
So, guess we are going to be stuck with the comic relief. Well, anyway. And second, when it comes to your trials, why do you think we're here? Eyes blot open.
Yep. Star Wars The High Republic, There Is No Fear. Chapter 1, Trial by Ordeal. So, let's have some look. Let's check up the comments just before we jump more into it. Jacob Kennedy says, I miss the old EU, which had better writing. I miss it too. Gabriel says, I can't believe they got a Mark Zuckerberg game. DY says, Jar Jar Binks is meant to represent well-meaning fools. A position that I would argue to be incompatible with the story group that's behind the High Republic. Yes. iLoser says, it's Star Wars, every twist needs to be emotional. Jacob Kennedy says, most stupid swear word ever. there's going to be other swear words in this first issue that are made up, just to give you a heads up. And Determined Sheepy says you guys have to resort to archaeology to understand this thing. Yeah, pretty much.
Here we go. Into the pit. The needless have stood for millennia. Many have tried to climb them. Many have failed. They are fragile and old. And I have hung a Tithonian pendant at the top of one of the peaks.
I thought you said no one had climbed them.
I said many had failed.
You have one arm.
You are to choose a needle and recover the pendant. You will not fall, and you will not give up until it is in your grasp.
They're so tall.
Are you scared?
There is no fear, only certainty.
There is also such a thing as rhetoric. A Jedi does not more than simply parrot ancient lore. Okay.
The line there, Jedi X, I believe, is you.
A Jedi acts. Oh, that's the little midget, isn't it?
Yep.
Are you sure? Are you? Fuck my tongue. Yeah. Are you sure you're not scared?
Yes.
I would be scared if I could not fly.
Really, I'm fine. Scrack. Ah!
Phew, that was close. You could have died.
But I didn't, and I'd rather not. Which is why I need to focus.
I understand I am distracting. I will be quiet. You won't hear another word from me. Wonder if he shuts up. Nope. Next panel. Oh my god. It's almost worse than Jar Jar. Oh, there's my city. Do you see it? Isn't it breathtaking?
Yes, it looks lovely. Wouldn't you rather be down there?
In other words, get the fuck out. Get lost. Please. Fuck off. My god.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh. God.
I guess I can do that one.
Do that one.
Can we? What are you doing?
Look at me! This is my friend Keeve. She is a Jedi. She is not afraid. She isn't even sweating. Look!
And now there are two of you. Excellent. The Force must really like me today. I think this is more... Oh, this is my line. I would be afraid if I could not fly.
That is what I said.
Wait, can you hear that? What the VOP is...
The VARP.
That's another swear word.
Jesus. So are those locusts? What the fuck are those? That's interesting design. Kind of looks like something from Ben 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that...
Optimus Jedi says, what is this criffing criff? iLoser says, now there's two of them.
Please tell me this is not these are not characters that'll be outside this planet.
Cosmo Sturgy says, that line was a little funny. Ovar says Optimus Jedi. That. Okay.
At least the characters know they're annoying, and yeah.
Jacob again.
Some self-awareness there, which still begs the question, why include them? But, so this one is... Okay.
Next page says, now I'm sweating.
Okay. Want me to do this guy?
Sure.
So... Wait, so is the woman talking in that first panel? Or is that
I think that's the woman talking.
Okay, do you want her, or do you want me to...
Well, Well, you go ahead and do her.
What do you mean you don't know where Skia is? You know everything, Maru.
Master Chris, we are 9 hours from the dedication of this facility. A facility, may I add, that is still without a marshal. I am currently organizing the arrival of hundreds of delegates testing a beacon that will be heard the galaxy over, and coordinating care for millions following the Great Disaster. I cannot be expected to track every master who decides to go off station.
It's killing you that you don't know, isn't it?
Is it that obvious?
I'm just worried, that's all. Skier's not been the same since the Nihil battle at Kerr, and not just because of his arm. He's Trandoshan. It'll grow back.
Maybe he blames himself for the death of Master Mali.
The fucking narration after the fact. Yeah, they're gonna freaking tell us the whole story and not never show us? That would get fucking annoying. That's not it either. I can't hear his song within the Force. He's holding something back.
Remember, Jorah Mali in our own way we must. But to the Force, she has returned.
Not a bad Yoda impression. Grandmasters Veter... Wait, that's supposed to be Yoda?
Yep.
Well, to be fair, he is 900... He's 900 plus years old, but... I'm not going to question it. We weren't expecting you so soon. I'll do this guy.
Okay.
We have a meeting with the Chancellor to discuss Bacta manufacturing for the relief effort. After Hetzel, we are desperate for the right crops. Fascinating. So you finally returned to the Council, Master Yoda?
Not finished on the Star Hopper I am. A different path I walk, as the Force leads.
It is your path we must discuss, Master Chris. The Council has convened and... Oh yeah, it's still me. It's all me. This was... Master Vita, I am honored, but like Yoda, Avar, we are not offering you a place on the Council. We are offering you the beacon. Starlight needs a marshal, and that marshal is you.
So, some comments here. We'll go ahead and read them. Gabriel Elio says, double comic relief. What a revolutionary concept. Yes, what a wonderful thing it is, isn't it?
Sure is.
Optimus Jedi says, so this station is Babylon 5 in Star Wars. Lame. Optimus Jedi says, what battle? I thought this was a golden age of peace. Yes, the writing. They just crapped the bed with the writing right there. Cosmo Sturgy says, there's so much information that's just getting thrown at you, and it's really annoying.
I know, that's the thing. It doesn't make sense with a comic. I hate it when comics do this. Like, look at how much text is on these pages over the artwork. Don't get me wrong. There have been comics where there is lots and lots of conversation, but I don't think most comic viewers like those comics. And when you're just converse, why not just make this a fucking chapter book with all the freaking conversation and talking and conversation and describing events and verbally talking about events that I really doubt they're gonna fucking show us. And so far, the most action we've seen is a couple panel long fight between an apprentice and her master, and then her nearly falling. Ooh. Fascinating. And then getting attacked by giant bugs, which it then cut away from. And I have this Calgar sixth sense that when we cut back, suddenly those bugs are gone and she's made it through. I might be wrong, but I'm getting that vibe.
That's not what happens.
Oh, thank God.
But you find out that something more stupid happens.
Oh, never mind.
Let's see. So, Gabriel says, look, the High Republic had very good skincare technology, okay? And he also says, yeah, so far this has only been a big info dump on the reader. Mm-hmm. Cosmo Sturgis says, the book has the same problem. I know they're actually doing at least 2 or if not 3 books along with this, and another comic book series, if I'm not mistaken. Determined Sheepy says it's still it wouldn't be that great of a start for a novel either. You're correct. No. And Jacob Kennedy says it's worse than the prequels. The sequels are worse than the prequels. Is this, in your opinion, worse than the sequels, Asmogan?
So far, it's definitely more annoying.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Inquisitor Busalati says, the only explanation I can see from all this narration is the fact that the writers were more than likely Twitterites. They are.
Probably.
But
it's just talk. It's a comic. It's a visual medium.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you cut down on. It's good at the very least. They gotta have good action scenes. That's always been the upside with comics. Is you can have these walls of text and stuff in certain scenes where you really need it, but then it's a visual medium. You need to really have the majority of the comic be about the action and the visuals and showing us something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the big difference is between like the Marnius Calgar comics, which had the occasional like couple panel, if not a page long action scene, and then it would cut to them, cut to like a flashback of shit and just discussing and narrating over crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is they really. I don't understand this logic with writing comics. It's when it comes off feeling like a chapter book that you happen to add a little bit more artwork to. Comics have always thrived off of being a visual medium that shows and doesn't tell. And I'm getting told more than I'm getting shown.
It's kind of like those what passes for memes that these people from Twitter like to share. Where it's just a wall of text and hardly anything in it.
It's just annoying.
Jacob Kennedy says Shadows of the Empire was better. Yes, and that too. All right. So let's go to the next page where we find... Well, the good news is the bugs didn't just mysteriously disappear.
Good. Finally get some action.
Bad news is you get to do more of the bug voice.
Okay, is that the khaki? So that's...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my character is not Lukaku, right?
No, it's not. No, that's not Lukaku that's doing that. It's your character that's doing that, or that's speaking.
Lukaku, you must help him. Oh, she's kind of fallen, you idiot.
I can't.
You're the one with wings.
I can't. He's already gone.
That's very Jedi of you.
I'm sorry, Kenry. Truly, I am. Besides, we have other problems.
Good. Let him ravage it, please. Please, just.
And there goes. Completely. And there goes my trial. What are the odds the Drunking Pendant is still where Skier left it?
Unlikely.
I could still get it. I should still get it.
Kiev?
Like I have a choice.
Kiev! Is that the master or the bug?
That's the bug.
Okay. Kiev, look at them. Look at them all. It's hopeless.
There's always hope, Kenry. Sometimes you just have to work for it. Will you listen to that? Almost sounds like I know what I'm doing. Wait, how did she jump out? Oh, so she actually just flew it so she could get in front of them or behind them, but not as far behind them?
Yeah, it looks like they skipped the panel of her getting out.
Oh, my head.
Because you go from hovering and flying to being on the ground, running. Bit confusing.
All right. First things first, we need to know where these bugs came from. Starlight, this is Padawan Training. Come in, please.
Trennis is here with you.
Oh, it's actually the other dude. I'll do his.
It's that dude. Yeah, it's you.
Trennis is Skio with you? One thing at a time. A swarm of giant insects is ravishing Sarudin. Giant insects on Sarudin? Are you sure? They've already tried to kill me once, so yeah, pretty sure. Let's see. Giant insects. It could be the Redati, a species of star locust that migrate through the area of space once in a generation. But according to our records, they've instinctively avoided inhabited worlds. They're not avoiding them now. Something has changed, and I have no idea what. Well, have you thought of asking them? Them? Yeah, of course. I've thought of asking them. Stand by. This is going so well. The Force is in all. The Force. Alright, so we've gotten through that page. Any thoughts you want to provide before we continue?
I am kind of have you tried asking them part? They're insects. Okay, well,
to be fair, so is the bug people that we've been seeing talk.
True, but as far as I'm aware, Jedi have the ability to control wild animals. That's always been a Force ability. We see it in the prequels on display with Anakin in the second movie. I know a lot of people hate Attack of the Clone, but that's where it's shown, like the rhino type thing. He rides it and uses it in battle. That's his ability to tame it is a Jedi ability. It was in the EU and part of their ability talent lists of the Force usage. So that is the first thing that comes to mind of asking. They could be sentient, but I got the impression they were not, and are not. As for this communication, it's, I don't know, it kind of comes off as a casual conversation in the middle of an action scene. But my guess is it's probably they're just trying to show that the Jedi are cool and collected under pressure, which is true. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna notch it for that. Just reads weird though.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's okay so far, and nothing majorly bad.
All right. Earfar says, "Why subject yourself to this?" Yeah, I'm starting to ask myself that.
I got invited.
Yeah, he got invited. iLoser says, "Too much exposition dump for comics." Agreed. Jacob Kennedy says, "Star Locust, Jesus H. Christ." Yes. We'll leave aside the fact of how on Earth are these things traveling between planets, but let's see. Gabriel says, "The panel composition is pretty bad, especially after reading so much manga. That feels animated sometimes." Optimus Jedi says, "Obi-Wan has that lizard mount too." iLoser says, "Some Jedi have animal empathy." One Man Army says, "Attack of the Clones is still my favorite." All right. And One Man Army says, "Jedi, yeah, he was outriding Optimus Jedi. Yeah, he was outriding the Acklay." Earfar says, "KOTOR 2 has animal taming." Dragonus Wolflord says,
Dragonus.
And Asmogan.
It's Dragonus.
Dragonus. All right. And Cosmos Sturgy says, "You really expect them to be true to the lore?"
No,
to be honest, no.
I don't. But I'm just stating it as it is a cited thing in the lore. As far as the EU goes, I know it's non-canon now, but it is on display in the movies if we count the prequels.
Yeah.
And taming and controlling animals is a common Force ability amongst Jedi.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go on to the next page of this atrocity.
What the fuck?
Connects. Wow. I hear them. All of them. Moving as one. Forward. Never back. Towards home. Toward... No!
Wait. What the fuck is she doing here?
Alright. Well, It's gonna come perfectly clear. All right, so you get the voice of the bug man again.
Okay. Kiev, friend Kiev, are you all right?
I was wondering the same thing. Master Maru, how do you navigate? How do the Ridadi navigate? Do we know? The records aren't clear. Some scholars believe they follow the magnetic pulse of a star in the next system. Yes, that makes sense. A pulse. They heard for thousands of years until something interfered with the signal. Something new. Starlight beacon. What?
I don't understand.
You said it yourself.
Oh no, it's going with her.
Yes,
No.
it is.
Why
Yes.
couldn't the bugs have eaten him? Damn it.
Yes, it is going with her. And also, are you starting to pick up on what they're doing, plot-wise?
Yeah.
You said it yourself, Kenry. You heard our signal. The signal Starlight broadcasts to help settlers navigate the Outer Rim. The very signal that is drawing the Ridadi off course. Exactly. It's our fault, but we can get them back on track.
You know, one thing I really do need to point out, as I noticed as we've gone through the pages, is the artwork doesn't match up with the artwork panel to panel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's the what's going on is flowing with the narration. Right, if you go to page 15, I think this is the most prevalent. Ship is flying. You could argue it's technically landing. And then the next page, she's already running around. There was no transitionary panel showing us her getting out. It didn't really flow. It feels like a jump cut.
Mm-hmm.
And then another jump cut to her. Well, I guess those two flow a little bit better. The rocks falling on the little shitheads. She stops them while talking over the comm. And then it immediately, after cutting once to the old guy, cuts to her with her double-bladed lightsaber fending off one of the giant locust things.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just jumps... The next panel just jumps to her with her hand out. I'm assuming she's reading its mind, but it didn't show us that she took it down, stabbed it, brought it... Like, it feels like they're just jumping 3 panels ahead each panel. Like, I'm not feeling the transition from one moment in the scene to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if this were to be a cartoon, it would be like a flip book almost. Like, scene, you'd blink, it would be the next scene. You'd blink, it'd be the next scene. That's how it's feeling. The comics are supposed to flow. There's supposed to be this ebb and flow of the panel to panel, almost like it's animated. And you see this with manga in particular. Manga's very, very good with the transitionary flow between the events and the scenes that you could literally see with your own eyes it being animated. Your brain could fill in the gaps. Mm-hmm. But they're making the gaps between what's going on in each of these panels way too large. Like, my brain is not going to automatically fill... Like, I can logically fill in what happened in between each one, but it's not like a natural flow. It's almost like I have to take my mind off of the comic for a moment to fill in the gap of what's going on panel to panel.
Mm-hmm.
So just the flow of this is pretty piss poor at the moment.
Agreed. So is so much of rest of it too, though. But let's go ahead and continue. Well, actually, let's check some of the comments. So, Dragonis says, "I never like to keep to lore. That's true. And old Canon was killed." Jacob Kennedy says, "Newsflash to the story group of absolute idiots. Nothing can survive in space. Space fantasy or not, it is impossible that when someone sees it, they laugh." Well,
to be fair though, I will have to play devil's advocate here. In the original trilogy, there was that worm in the asteroid.
That is exactly what I was going to go to. There was the worm in the asteroid.
I'm not going to piss down their neck for the bugs being able to fly in space. Like, we already got the space worm, so.
Survive in space, sure, but fly in space. How are the wings going to flap?
Now that is where the argument, I can't argue that and agree that that's kind of the bullshit. Like, what does the wings do? Well, how's that propel them?
One Man Army says, "The fuck is going on here, lol?" Yes. iLoser says changing the lore is a common pattern these days. Sadly, yes. Star Trek Technobabble with strong writing, cough cough STD. iLoser says the panel inconsistency must come from all the HR jobs inflation. That probably does explain something. Having more artists tends to, of course, change art design a little bit here and there. Gabriel says, "Yep, I remember watching a video about Dragon Ball manga on how the movements go from panel to panel, and this is all rectangles with static art concepts. Lol."
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, there's no, like, as I was saying, like, that's where manga has always been excelling, especially, and old comics used to do this very well. Like, look at any Silver Age DC. Yeah, Silver Age, and most people are like, oh, what's that? That's the censored era of comics. Yes, it was censored, but the flow of panel to panel in the Silver Age comics and in the Golden Age comics is very, very solid. And quite not too long ago, we had plenty of Batman comics that there was a nice ebb and flow from panel to panel. So it's only this last like 4 or 5 years that we're seeing comics more like this, where each panel is just like a concept art that kind of sort of links to the events going on, but there's no flow panel to panel.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like it feels like just jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time we've seen any kind of even with at the bottom of this page we just turned to page 18. If you scroll down to that bottom panel, that's the closest we've gotten to two panels really flowing, in my opinion. And even then, there needs to be a panel in between showing her jumping out of the cockpit. It goes from the pop out of the cockpit to her already almost on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So it still feels like a jump. They, for some reason, maybe it's because they feel that they can't have too many pages, so they have to really cut it down. But I'd say, like, with what they're trying to do here, what's so wrong with giving yourself extra pages and allowing the flow to be proper? Like, it's just fundamentally this feels off as a comic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's way more narration than there is action going on as well. So
that's
everything comic wise is being failed here, in my opinion.
Yep. Jacob Kennedy says, "I meant without." Okay, so, well, I thought you, to be fair, Jacob, I thought you were being a little bit sarcastic on that. But anyways, but yeah, I see what I see. All right. Determined Sheepy says, "Good points on Silver Age. Nice to see callbacks. What the past did right." Yes, it is. Good work, Asmogan.
I've been collecting comics since I was a kid, and I have some old Golden Age comics. I have some Silver Age. And I stand by the Silver Age had a very nice flow panel to panel. I stand by that. Yeah, a lot of people call it the censored age of comics because of, like, Silver Age comics. There was, I believe anyway, that was the era where I'm not exactly what it's sure, but every comic didn't have to have legally, but for parents, so they've always been outraged about shit, used to have that stamp of approval in the corner or something saying it was kid friendly. I believe that was the Silver Age. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but that's my recollection of that. And either way, I do know for a fact, though, that the comics I'm thinking of are Silver Age. I just don't know if, like, Silver Age is considered the censored era.
All right, so let's go to the next page here. I believe you're up now.
Okay. Zimpy cities are rare. Is that the master speaking, or?
That's not. I'm on page 18. What page are you on?
Oh, so sorry, I jumped in.
Okay.
Thank you. We have company. Lots of company.
Glad to hear it.
Comics Code Authority. Yeah, thank you.
Master Maru, I've rigged the vector to replicate the beacon signal. The Redaddy will follow me away from Sharudan. Remarkably good idea, Padawan. Meanwhile, I'll recalibrate the beacon to broadcast on a different frequency. One that won't interfere with the swarm? No, one that broadcasts Arcadian jazz. That's sarcasm, isn't it? I didn't know you... Actually, never mind. Trennis out. I like how they have to explain to the reader what exactly sarcasm is, because they're expecting the reader to be just so incompetent that they don't understand the concept.
Yeah, doesn't it also come off as like these people don't really know each other?
Mm-hmm.
And narratively, they do,
Mm-hmm.
clearly. But just the way they're talking to one another, it's like there's no solid camaraderie there. Like,
Yep.
it almost like they're meeting each other for the first time, but yet they're also artificially have us pass together. I don't know. That's how that reads to me.
Mm. All right, so you got more lines.
Oh, try.
Keith, what about us? Surely we're not going to fly all the way to the next system. I've never even left the planet.
Please don't. Or if you do, go into space. Die. Cease your babble.
Stop flapping, Kenry. Why do you think we have autopilots?
But your ship, won't they be
Cross?
Yep.
cross?
The Jedi? Of course not. Vectors are easy to come by, but Zimpy cities? Zimpy cities are rare. That's it. Gently now, a little higher.
Padawan,
Master,
you took the vector.
Yes?
And where is it now?
Up there, somewhere. I told Kenry you wouldn't be cross. You're not cross, are you?
Again, it comes off as like they don't know each other. Skier to Starlight. We need transportation immediately.
Master?
Are you in trouble, friend Keith?
I don't know. Maybe.
Now, leave the little shit on the planet and never talk about him again.
Alright. But that's not what... Alright, so... Let's see what the comments here say real quick. Red Soldier says, oh no. Determined Shibi says, Comics Code Authority. And Red Soldier says, I feel kind of bad. I missed most of your stream, but at the same time, I don't... We're not over the stream. We've still got another comic to read. There's a second issue. If you're feeling up for it, Asmogan.
Yeah.
Alright.
I will have to do a bathroom break when we're done this one, though.
Okay. I've never seen him like this before. Master Skier, I know I didn't complete my trial, but the Zimpy, the village... I know I should have checked with you, but there was no time. I had to save them. I had to do... something.
Padawan Trennis.
You're Avar Chris. Creek! Stop swearing. I mean, wow, I heard about what you did at Hetzel. You're creaking amazing. Seriously, just stop it. Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
I
him.
think it's supposed to be him. I believe. Seeker, I've been sitting here in abject horror.
Yes.
Master Chris has also been named Marshal of Starlight.
I'm in so much trouble. Look, I don't know. Look, I know I didn't finish my trial, but the Zimpy were in danger. Maybe I could take the test again. I'll focus. I mean, really, really focus.
Are you done?
Yes. In every sense of the word. Might as well pack my...
Kiev Trennis, by the right of the Council, by the will of the Force, I name thee Jedi, Knight of the Republic, Protector of the Light.
Later.
That's it? That was kind of unceremonial.
Later, the dedication ceremony. This is intense.
Okay, there we go.
This is intense. My friends... This...
Oh, no, that's her.
Okay, sorry.
My friends, this beacon is a symbol of hope, not just for pioneers on pioneers on the frontier, or for those who join the Republic day by day.
I'm here. I'm really here. Am I ready? No.
Starlight is a symbol of hope for the entire galaxy, a symbol of trust, of unity.
Will I ever be ready? Same answer, but I'm gonna try. After all, Skier believed in me. That's why he took me to Sharudin. He knew what would happen. The Zimpy, the Ridati. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what really fucks up this entire comic. Because really think about it. Huh?
He knew it was going to happen.
They deliberately set this up, put entire cities in danger just to test this one Padawan.
Caven Scott, you don't disappoint with your shitty writing. My God, it fits though. It fits. It really does. And the Attack of the Necrons with the whole adult character being completely useless until all of a sudden he saves the kids last minute when they could have died if he had grown a pair of balls. If he hadn't grown a pair of balls in time. What do you know? Same last minute stupidity here. My fucking God.
I mean, it's even worse here because the Jedi are supposed to be peacekeepers and are supposed to protect the innocent. And here they are, directly and deliberately endangering thousands of lives, entire cities, an entire planet, just to test their Padawan.
The Jedi must really hate those fuckers.
I mean, I can't entirely blame them.
Like, oh, those annoying shits. Yeah, that's worthy of a sacrifice. And if she fucks up, we win. They're all dead. If she gets it right, we win. We get a new Jedi, apparently. It's a win-win scenario. Listen, there's the Jedi are supposed to be peacekeepers and guardians of the galaxy and protect the innocent. That's the most dumb shit. Like I figured this was gonna be it like halfway through. I'm not gonna lie. I figured like, oh, he knew, he's letting her do all this. He's not helping, so that tells me Master planned this. But I really didn't want to believe that they were gonna pull this stupid shit because it spits in the face of what a fucking Jedi's supposed to be. But okay, yeah, let's roll with that. Yeah,
I mean, is this worse than Marnius Calgar writing, or is this better to you?
At least Calgar, at least with the Calgar comic, at the very least, in the Calgar comic, I really can't say. Like, this is incredibly retarded for the Star Wars universe and for Jedi. But with the Calgar comic, when I think of like what that does wrong, there's no semblance of strategy with the warfare and what's going on. But what I will say is the Calgar comic did have, in good chunks of it, a flow between the panels. The artwork was fairly okay for most of it, with some very hilarious exceptions. But at the very least, I felt like there was an attempt with the Calgar comic. Not a good one, a dreadful one, but at least there was an attempt, I felt like. Especially in that last issue we read, with some of the tidbits of lore that they did include from the Canon lore 40K.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it was a very small, tiny-ass segment, but still. Here, I felt no attempt. I felt like there was no attempt to tell a compelling story through this first issue, or to convey anything of interest, really. Like, it felt like they just used a cookie cutter, like, gotcha moment, and they didn't even think it through.
Yeah. So let's read some of the comments here, because people are really reacting to that plot twist in this first issue. Earfar says, I remember the Jedi's trial is supposed to be extremely tough. Optimus Jedi says, oh look, Brie Larson.
Honestly. If this becomes a series, who else do you think is going to play the fucking character?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, yeah. Determined Sheepy says, Jacob Kennedy, that is so true. Total Mary Sue. Optimus Jedi says, wait, what? Yep. That is exactly the plot twist. Jacob Kennedy says, idiots. And also, High Republic, my flat ass. Seeker says, High Republic equals Old Republic Sith.
No, they are high. They're high on off their own fucking farts.
Yeah.
The stupidity.
Seeker says, High Republic Jedi equals Old Republic Sith. Yes. Earfar says, sounds more like Sith than Jedi. Yes. Jacob Kennedy, Disney canon is fucked up beyond hope. Yes.
Yep.
Logan Killer says, lol. Cosmo Sturges, weren't the Jedi supposed to be better than in the sequels? Yes.
In the prequels.
Or in the prequels, yes. That too. Dragonus Wolflord says the Sith are smarter. Yes.
Correction: the Sith were more honest.
That too.
At least they were like, fuck planets, just to test this weapon. We're cool. But the Jedi were like, oh no, we're the peacekeepers. We're here to protect you. Now let me just to test this one Jedi.
This one moment
destroy an entire
This
city
one moment makes the Sith look like the good guys in the lore. By comparison.
Honestly, this is retarded.
I mean, Determined GP says, so the Jedi are Fallout's Volt tech in this book. Yes! Gabriel says, no wonder Anakin killed the younglings. If they put thousands of people in danger to test each one of them, well, that was the right call. What? No lies.
Now it's clear. When he turned to the dark side and killed those younglings, he was saving thousands of lives per youngling dead.
Coruscant
kills one youngling, 10,000 lives saved. Kills two youngling, 20,000 lives saved.
Coruscant's version of the Guardian would write an article about it saying, Anakin Skywalker's killed countless younglings, and that's a good thing.
I can see that too.
Red Soldier says, to eye loser contempt until GW marvelizes it to Calgarian brotherly love. Red Soldier says, I want a high Empire comic where the Empire starts genociding the galaxy and the Jedi can't do shit. Optimus Jedi says, Varp this crip. Jacob Kennedy says, Order 66 was justified.
It feels it now.
Yeah, it really does. Optimus Jedi
I'm just saying, they did it. They justified the Emperor. Palpatine did nothing wrong. It's true.
It's true. That's the worst part.
Oh, God.
Dragonus Wolford says, the Sith were always honest. Brutally honest. You can always make it in the Sith Empire if you're able to fight. They only help the strong. Optimus Jedi says, Palpatine. Oh, God. Palpatine did nothing wrong is now going to be my new motto when it comes to Disney Star Wars canon.
Yeah, and the thing is, the most ironic part is, on the next page, it ends with, for the light in life.
Yeah!
For the light in life.
Yeah.
For the light and life. Apparently life doesn't mean that much to you, because you sacrificed the entire, granted, annoying population of midget fairies.
I mean, we know at least some of them died.
One Padawan.
We know at least some of them died, too.
Had to.
We know because one of them got eaten, and the
Jedi was the guardian of the Jedi was like, leave him, he's dead.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Seeker says, now let's see if they make High Republic Sith ineffective Saturday morning cartoon villains. Of course they will.
Probably.
But ironically, there's nothing the Sith could do at this point that would make them the bigger villains in comparison to the Jedi in this story. There is not a single thing they could do.
I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Jacob Kennedy says, these jackasses made Order 66 good. Palpatine did nothing wrong. I'm going to have a quick drink here. You thought this comic was bad at first, but, yeah. Oh, God. How long have we been reading this comic? Determined Sheepy says, very good stream, guys. I'm gonna bail. Back to the shop with myself. Okay, best of luck. iLoser says, good guy Palpatine. So we've been at it for 68 minutes. Optimus Jedi says, I need a drink too. Jacob Kennedy says, nothing bad happens to the Sith. Nothing ever bad happens to the Sith yet.
And
alright, back?
Goddamn. Yeah, I'm back. Jesus.
I might have to actually do a separate video just reviewing how hilariously awful this comic is. I'm just going to title it Palpatine Did Nothing Wrong.
Honestly, with this context in there, did he do anything wrong? It's so the thing is, what if she failed? What if she completely froze in the moment?
Even when she succeeded, people died.
Exactly.
Even when she succeeded. And,
if she had failed the test and froze when shit was going down, an entire city, a small culture of people is dead.
At least one city. There's more cities probably on that planet, too. Which
hell, they didn't even stay to repair the place. They left when she was in the middle of helping those little fairy things repair everything.
Mm-hmm. Earfar says EU lore-wise, he actually was good guy Palpatine. He was prepping Star Wars version of the Tyranids. That is true. He was.
Yeah, the Yuzhang Vong.
Yes, he was.
That is canon.
That is a valid point. Yeah. Optimus Jedi says, so Sargon was right all along about it being Jedi propaganda. Holy varp, I didn't think it was possible. Yes. Thanks, Calvin Scott. You just proved Sargon of Akkad right once again. I might have to actually let Sargon know that this particular comic is so hilariously awful that it completely proved him right. I think he'd get a genuine kick out of that.
Probably. I'm getting a kick out of it.
Red Soldier says, did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Yes. Optimus Jedi says, this one twist destroys the Jedi utterly. They are villains. I hate you, Cray Cray KK. I hate you, Lucasfilm. I hate you, Disney. Yes.
I hate you, Kevin Scott. You've butchered 40K and trying to make a children's book about it. And I thought that was just because you were being held back because it was a children's book. But if this comic tells me anything, you wouldn't have done better if you were allowed to make it a little more mature. Jesus Christ, this is terrible.
All right, so let's go in and finish off this particular page. All of it.
Whenever you feel alone, whenever darkness closes in, hear our signal and know that the Force is with you. Know that we are with you. This is our promise. This is our covenant. For light and life. For light and life! Unless it's a life we have to sacrifice to test to see if a Padawan is worthy of becoming a Jedi.
And by a life, we mean an entire city, perhaps even an entire civilization. Red Soldier says you can perfectly rewrite that copy pasta to fit a Jedi now, and it won't make a difference. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Oh, they all say it in the next page. For light and life.
Exactly.
It was all a test. A test he planned through the Force. A test I passed.
And if you hadn't, thousands of people would have died, and an entire city would have been irrecoverable.
I used to be a Star Wars fan. I kind of still am when it comes to the old EU stuff.
Sorry, I just turned the page. Talk about channeling the viewer's reaction.
I won't let him down. Skirava, the Order itself. Not now, not ever.
No! No. Hey, I feel you, brother. I feel you. Talk about channeling the reader.
Loser says Palpatine did nothing wrong. Seeker says the one purple saber. Earfar says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but cringe. Yeah. Dragonus Wolflord says, gosh, this is so cringy. Gabriel says, someone needs to Photoshop this to be all red lightsabers.
You know, I'd be fucking down for that.
Yes,
I'd do that.
do it, someone. Please do it. Please do it. It would be hilarious.
I'm gonna start doing that right now.
Earfar says, lol. Dragonus says, like, why? Because the idiots that wrote this don't know a thing about Star Wars lore.
Nope, they do not.
And how do you not know a thing about Star Wars lore? It's Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Dragonus says, indeed. Actually, you know what we should Photoshop? Someone should Photoshop him. Him saying no, him screaming no is all right, but also him going would also be perfectly appropriate.
Oh God, this. How do you? Where do they go from here? Like, if this is how they start the series, this is gonna get bad.
Yes,
like fast.
And we still have another issue of this comic that's out now to read. Jacob Kennedy says, "Long live the old EU. Fuck Disney canon." Yes, exactly. iLoser says this ending was dumb as fuck. Yes.
Oh, most definitely.
Ah.
Hold on, I'm currently photoshopping.
Yes, this is going to be.
It's gonna take a minute. It's not gonna be good. The first rendition because I'm trying to do it quickly.
Hey, if you do it good enough, if I do actually make
I'll share the screen so there's something to show the stream. Something to show the stream, folks. Hold on. There. You can go ahead and full screen that and chat with them while I do this.
Okay, I don't see it.
Oh, is it not there?
I see it now. Yep, I see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit rough.
All right, so we'll no, there we are, full screen. Conrad Cruz says, "Remember, this is not canon. Remember, KOTOR is not canon, but this is." Oh God! Oh my God! That's the worst part.
It's pretty bad.
Irfar says, "It's good that KOTOR isn't canon. That way they won't be able to ruin it." Watch them remake KOTOR again. Watch them do a new KOTOR after this. Alright, so there's a few in the back I can see right behind the dude, and those guys too.
Like I said, it's gonna be rough because I'm doing
That's
this like
okay.
really fast.
Optimus Jedi says, "Dude, I'm broken. This Criff has broken me. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. From everyone's point of view, the Jedi are now evil. Anakin was right." And it was really Obi-Wan that was lost all along.
And you were lost! Honestly, like, this is such a failure.
Jacob Kennedy says, "My eyes are bleeding thanks to this comic." iLoser says, "Excellent job." To Asmogan, I'm presuming.
I will presume that as well. Like I said, it's very rough for the moment, but I think it's fucking accurate.
Dragonus Wolford says, "Now coming, KOTOR 3, Refringe of the Fluff." Oh no, don't. I could see them screwing that up too. Optimus Jedi says, "Anakin was right, Palpatine did nothing wrong." Irfar says, "For light and life."
Some of these lightsabers like look wonky.
They do.
Oh god. Hold on, let me fix this a little bit here. Some of these are...
Optimus Jedi says, "For life and light. For light and life." Translation, Allahu Akbar.
Feels like it.
I mean, even then, that's the worst part. Even those guys would not sacrifice an entire city to test out one of their dudes. That's how low we've sunk. We've actually sunk to the low where, in a comparison between the Jedi and ISIS would come out looking as the good guys in this.
Yeah. It's amazing how much you can fuck up a premise that's already been done for you.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, with all how much George Lucas made for fluff in the expanded universe,
Oh, you missed
it's
one.
amazing.
You missed a dude. Okay, so yeah, that
Right there.
one. Yep. I think that looks good. All right, so Cool S says I don't need to look at them. I already know they are trash. For light, Ibram Gott says for the light, every alliance paladin cried out and were silenced in an instant. Jacob Kennedy says I can't wait to see Legends Luke reaction. Lucky I don't live there where I look like a loser. Yeah. So yeah, once you're ready with that, I think that will be used as a thumbnail for one of my videos. Because this is just so atrocious.
Just one last touch. Hold on. This is very crucial to me. Get that bright ass yellow.
Yes! Yes!
Actually, no, it's supposed to be more sinister. And we're gonna go for a blood red trill there.
Yep, that is ready.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Oh dear. iLoser says, Ahmed, demonstrate before the people of your town how you blow a nuke for the glory of Allah. The Mocha Killer is laughing. Yeah. So yeah, that will be a glorious little image for my thumbnail.
Boom.
Now, granted, I'm probably going to have to crop it a little bit just so it fits into a proper aspect ratio thumbnail, but otherwise, yeah, it's good to go. So, ready for issue 2 of this train wreck.
I'd be lying if I said yes.
But we're going anyways?
Yep.
Alright. Seeker says, take 2. New Cortora has Raven be one of the whiny incel who succumbs to the dark side and is defeated easily by the new hero. Next issue. A derelict ship with a dark secret. Young Kiev faces the first true test of her knighthood. An enemy that threatens Starlight and the very Republic itself. Alright, Kevin Scott, let's see what you've done to Star Wars this time.
Nothing good. I associate that name with mediocrity at best. At this point.
Mediocrity seems like a bit of a compliment for him.
Feels like it.
The Galactic Frontier. I think it's her voice, so... I've been on missions before, dozens of missions. There's only one difference back then. I was a Padawan. Now I am a Jedi Knight, and everyone will be watching. My old master will be watching. They will be expecting great things. But that's fine. The Force is with me. I am one with the Force. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, God, right away. First thing she does as a Jedi Knight.
Oh, God. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Way to maintain the grandiose that is the Jedi Order. Way to just nail it.
I mean, to be fair, the Jedi have just ousted themselves of being worse than the Sith. So...
Padawan.
First thing she does as a Jedi disrespects the Jedi Order.
Yeah, and then look at the two, I'm assuming Padawans in the back. They look like fucking Sith. It's like, are you really trying to continue to nail the association? I mean, here we go.
Abram Gott says, Mocha Killer says, the ice detail killed me. Yeah. Abram Gott says, there's more. Yes. Jacob Kennedy says there's 2 issues. Jesus, yes. I think there's going to be 5 issues of this of the same amount as Marnius Calgar. iLoser says there's always more. Abram Gott says, where's the Death Eater virus when you need it? Optimus Jedi says, I knew it would be bad, but this went from morbid curiosity to hatred real quick. Good. Let the hatred flow through you.
Let the hatred flow through you.
You'll be a nicer person if you do. You won't sacrifice entire cities in the name of testing your Padawan.
And again, I think the Sith at least were honest about their dickery. What the fuck? The Jedi have always had like a gray, like a really dark side to them, with like the child kidnapping and the indoctrination and brainwashing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been a fucked up part of them. But straight up sacrificing a culture just to test to see if one of them is ready. Really? Like, is there any redemption for the Jedi at all? Like, how is there even a question that they're the fucking good guys at this point?
Cool S says trash. Seeker says no reluctance. Nope, just arrogant as fuck. Yep. Jacob Kennedy says, this is why Han told Luke not to get cocky. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Luke would not have done something like this. Luke would not have... Anakin would not have done something like this. He had more respect for the Jedi. Even when he hated the Jedi and turned to the dark side, he had more respect for them than this.
Than saying blah, blah, blah.
Cool S says, keep in mind that Disney destroyed Star Wars IP value that once was in values of billions. George Lucas sold it so cheap and donate the money to charity. Cool S says, I have a theory the prequels' hate was pushed via the media to make George sell Star Wars. Jacob Kennedy says, $5. It only 5 issues is becoming what they expect it to fail. They might actually end certain comics early, and yeah, there have been a lot of comics that have been canceled after 1 and 2 issues because of just how cancerous they have been. But it does seem like they have been really making the 5-issue thing a thing. But yeah, this... There was something else I was going to say, but God, did they piss me off with this right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would be just a lot easier if those 2 would shut up. An excellent block, Serret.
Thank you, Tarek.
So wait, why does she have 2 Padawans?
And why do they look like Sith, minus the yellow eyes?
I think they're supposed to be twins, and also, why are they practicing?
No, it's the bald, pale skin with the dark shadows around their eyes.
That's true, yeah.
Like, how does that not come off as like a Sith appearance?
I mean, there are Jedi, there are apparently beings in the Star Wars canon that just
there are.
Look like Jedi.
Yeah, there are. Asajj Ventress is part of the Night Sisters, and the Night Sisters are a very pale-skinned female witch coven in the lore, and they lean towards the dark side. That's not saying that they haven't produced anyone who's become a Jedi. Ventress herself was a Jedi at one point, but she turned Sith. Point is, I don't... As far as I'm aware, there aren't male versions of what they look like. They just have the Zabrak, who are basically the males of their race, essentially.
So this is probably a new group that they're including for the sake of it. Optimus Jedi says, "How did this pass? They literally just made their own Jedi evil. Jedi Brie Larson is more evil than Palpatine. I'm sorry I'm so hung up on this, but it's really bothering. It's bothering everyone. You're not wrong for being concerned about it. It's bothering everyone. And this is considered canon. This is considered canon. Earfar says, how does she already have Padawans? Not a Padawan, 2 Padawans, which in the prequels, we already learned that was a no-no. You're only supposed to have 1 Padawan. Cool S says to Earfarce is being the bestest ever. Yeah. She's turning into a Mary Sue, I guess. Cosmo Sturgy says they could be Umberan. Okay. Cool S says, man, I never thought I will enjoy your random street says trash. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, the comic itself is trash, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so
it's just so depressing that truly Palpatine did nothing wrong. This is the other side. Jesus.
Alright, yeah, alright. Lucer says good guy Palpatine.
Honestly, Jesus.
Honestly, now that makes that really actually puts that meme I made of I actually made a meme with Palpatine in it, or kind of. That puts that into a whole new spotlight now. Optimus Jedi says, wait, what? God damn it! I didn't even realize these are her Padawans. Impossible to take a second. The code forbids it. Exactly.
Wait, are they her Padawans?
Yes.
Where does it say that?
It seems obvious. I mean, that... Well, okay, we'll go ahead and actually...
Sure. I just looking at the two, just eyeballing, looking for that mention. I keep going, but I don't know. I don't want to say that they are her Padawans definitively yet, because it's not. I don't see it said.
Earfar says the 2 in the back are Reditaki, probably. Jacob Kennedy says 2 Padawans only happened in Luke's order when there weren't enough masters. Yeah. Also, why are they practicing with live lightsabers and practicing on each other like that?
And if there's already so much else about this that shit, I didn't even question it at this point.
I mean,
I'm kind of hoping they successfully penetrate the fucking hull. Just end our suffering, please. Just one swift zap right through the hull and death.
Ibrahim Gant says the Empire and the Imperium did nothing wrong. Long live Thrawn. Yes. All right, so here we actually get what these 2 are, actually. The Katobi, identical Bond twins who, for all intents and purposes, share the same brilliant mind. Because comparing myself to 2 living legends is exactly what I need. So apparently they're a specific species that are supposed to be twins that share the same mind. That's their logic for justifying this, I guess.
And the wording with comparing myself to more living legends, that gives me the impression that they're knights.
Maybe. Okay, you might be right on that. These guys might not be Padawans. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case, then we can take back that critique, I guess, but...
Time to arrival, Jedi Trinus.
He used to call me Keeve. Almost there, Master Skier. Bringing us out of hyperspace in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
By the Force.
That is...
Worrying?
No.
Yeah, I that's one way to phrase that.
No kidding.
Oh, come on.
What?
Okay, how does that not look evil as fuck? Like, look at the panel.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, my point about them looking like Sith amplified by 10. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to think when looking at that? What the fuck?
Yeah. No kidding. The Starlight picked up a distress call, scrambled, barely decipherable. A ship under attack in the Kazlan system. We came as fast as we could. We weren't fast enough. Unless I sense.
Survivors?
I don't know
So-
which panel is next.
Yeah, this is one of those weird ones. I'm just gonna assume it's the one below that one. Sensors indicate the main hull is still pressurized. Bring us alongside.
Yes, Master. Tariq, if you could deploy the docking tube.
You notice they gave him a bit of an underbite in that one?
Mm.
Like a little bit more than he usually has. Yeah, his lower lip is predominant in almost all the other artwork, but right there, it looks like his jaw's extended further out. Oh, just a little nitpick. Sarah, right? Sorry, I didn't mean. I'm still getting used to it.
I'm not sure who is who, so I guess I can take it. Of course, but we are Sarah. Sarah.
Sarah, right? Yeah, that's her, right?
Sarah,
There.
right? Sorry, I didn't mean. I'm still getting used to.
Do not let it concern you, Keeve Trennis. We realize it is difficult.
To tell us apart. Now they're finishing each other's sentences. This just gets better and better. Cough, cough. Gas.
Rebreathers on. Hey, hold on. I want to do this real quick because
Okay.
it's going to take 10 seconds, but I need to do this fundamentally before I forget to do it.
Photoshop the Sith eyes onto his face.
Yes,
Yes!
this needs to be done. This needs to be done. This isn't. I don't know what they intended with that shot. If they end up being villains at the end of this, I'm just gonna droop my head in shame. It's like, yeah, you hit it so well. You hit it so goddamn well. You just fucking nailed that shit. I am pulling this up. This needs to be done.
Jacob Kennedy says Tarkin destroying Alderaan was justified.
Oh yeah.
Ibram Gant says, why does that page look like she is going to say, so help me, Force, I will turn the ship around and no chicken nuggies for anyone. Cool S says, I will ask the real question. Will we get a wheelchair Jedi that can use the Force on the wheelchair, making him a flying Jedi? You know, wouldn't they already have flying machines and hovering machines that kind of would make a wheelchair redundant and
Yes.
kind of do that anyways?
Yes, they most likely would.
Yeah.
I just made it. Hold on, let me send it to you.
Ibram Gant says Yoda in the prequels had one. Yeah. Cool S says, I swear we will get something like the Sith are not bad. They just need a hug. Trash.
Boom. No other way to look at it, in my opinion.
Agreed. Jacob Kennedy says, how would the hull be pressurized after being hammered to hell? That's a very good question. Ibram Gant says, well, so far the Sith aren't bad in this. Yeah, exactly. Jacob Kennedy says, Ethan Van Sciver was fired for being right-wing. What is one of the best artists in the fucking business, and the hacks at Marvel just keep getting work. Yes. Oh, but they'll have you tell us that there is no bias when it comes to the when it comes to entertainment and any political bias. Yeah.
Oh, there's no bias here.
Oh,
okay. I would like you to define that word.
And what's hilarious is that the idiots that keep making that claim just keep ending up with cell phones. Cool S's says is laughing at the red eyes. Yep. Anyways, I think you're up for that voice.
All right.
You are aware of what this means, Keeve Trennis.
Of course I am. The Nihil, I've never faced them. But Skyer has, in the Battle of Kur, where he lost his arm.
we should split up. Okay, Scooby Gang. Jedi Trennis, you and Seret head for the flight deck. Tarek and I will explore the rest of the ship. Stay alert.
You too. May the Force, well, you know. Seriously? Seriously?
Just. Ugh. Moving on. I'm not even gonna. This is stupid. First the blah blah blah. Now the may the Force be. Well, you know, they're just trying to make her unique, but they're making her just come off as like she doesn't care.
All right, I got it. Here's how I finish that line instead. You too. May the Force, well, you know the thing. That's God. All right. What on earth are they do?
I have to get better at saying that. What?
Yeah.
What's so hard about saying that?
It's literally words.
May the Force be with you. What's difficult about that?
Seeker says, so this gas is somehow poisonous, but not an eye irritant. I believe there are a few chemicals that are kind of like that, but still. Yeah. Cool S says, who bet we will get the bad guy that oddly looks like the previous president? Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Ibram Gaunt says, be motherfucking with you. How hard is that?
Apparently, it's impossible. May the Force be with you. And
by the way, to whoever was commenting about the eye irritant, next line. I didn't expect the smoke to be so thick, or to sting this much. Like falling into a wasp swarm hive.
Well, then here's an idea. Put on a full-blown gas mask. Not that little
you
fucking...
moron! Gee, this chemical seems to be burning my eyes. I hope it doesn't actually damage them.
It would be a crazy idea to go full World War I and just pull out a actual fucking gas mask. Nah, we gotta do this fancy over-the-mouth shit.
I mean, to be fair, there were some gas mask designs that were actually two pieces, so you'd have to put on the mask and goggles separate, but those were earlier on. And it's still hilarious having to say that the technology of the 1910s was, in this case, more advanced than frickin' Star Wars.
Oh, but this looks sleeker, right?
No, not really.
It's quite literally why they have this. It's just, but it looks futuristic and sci-fi, therefore sleek and just covers the mouth. A little bit of glass right there.
Cosmo Sturgy says they're trying too hard to be funny. Yes, kind of. And Ibram Gaunt says, no, gas works like that. It depends, again, but Jacob Kennedy says, we're never going to see an arm go flying, are we? We haven't seen it in Disney canon thus far. And Jacob Kennedy says, eye protection is important. Yes.
Hell, their opportunity to show us what they're willing to without showing like human death was in the previous issue with the bugs. Like, come on, show us some action where she's cleaving one of the fuckers in half. No, like, well, let's not do that with bug guts and shit. Like, we're just gonna completely pretend that's not a thing.
Abram Gaunt says Darth Trump. He will make great empires like ever. All right, make the empire great again, mega. The thing is, even if they pulled a Darth Trump, all they would have done is accomplish that Trump is better than the Jedi. He is fucking better than you, Jedi. I mean, Ibram Gaunt says, the Death Corps of Krieg, laugh at them, yes. Seeker says form over function. Cool S says, and the bad guy wants to make walls, not killing, just make walls. Also tweeting mean words to Jedi. Jacob Kennedy says, I hope this bitch goes blind. Irfar says, if this is 200 years before the prequels, even if we see Sith, they'll probably win. Alright, so I believe... Alright, so it's... Okay, so I guess it's you doing the... Oh, Optimus Jedi donates for $10. I just want to say thank you for the streams. Holy fuck, this Criff is varped. Top of this, with the whole Gina Carano thing, and all the enthusiasm I had after Mandalorian Season 2 is destroyed. I hate Disney.
Same.
Cannot agree with you more.
And they just giving and taking the L's left and right.
Loser says the Sith are pondering whether they should make a move at this point. Jacob Kennedy says people from the 1910s have a bigger IQ than the entire Disney Jedi Order. Yeah, thank you. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's absolutely. I mean, God, they still tested a Padawan by risking an entire city. What the hell were they thinking?
You're implying that they were thinking.
That's the thing. They planned it all out. They specifically plotted this to happen.
Yeah, I know. I saw the advertisements. I find it fitting that they focused more on the crew is working so hard, whiteboards and the team gathering together, and they did that for the cameras. There's no way they actually put that much effort into this at all. I don't believe it remotely.
Loser says hate is a hell of a drug right now. Ibram Gaunt says we are going to make you a hug all around the inner systems like the bestest ever. All right, it will be huge. Cool S says
it'll be huge.
It will be huge.
Huge. So huge.
Cool S, show respect to the bestest ever of her stupid haircut. Will stand up and she will kill you with banana peel. Alright, so I believe you have more lines here, Asmogan, on this page before we have to move on.
I guess I'll do both because I'm assuming...
I don't know who's who of the twins.
Yeah. Wait, didn't he say...
Yeah, but I don't know who was voice. I'd have to go back several pages. Okay, let's find out who. Okay, so I believe I was Tarek, and so Sarek is the other one. Sarek is you. I am Tarek.
Okay.
Tarek and I. Okay, so it would be me, Tarek. Okay.
Right.
We have read about the Nihil Master Skier.
I'm glad to hear it.
Pumping ships full of gas before boarding, slaughtering prisoners. Master Skier?
Talk about so just rant. Wait, how are we supposed to know that's a flashback?
Because he has two arms.
But the thing is, it just kind of pops in. Like there's no effect on the panel or anything other than like the red glow underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Like initially, I wasn't sure that's what that was. Like, what the fuck?
Abram Gott says, good, let the hate flow through you. Unleash your angry. Jacob Kennedy says, in one swift stroke, Kathleen Dumbass managed to destroy every ounce of goodwill in one fucking go. Yes. Abram Gott says, Mech Warrior 5 has a better plot than this. Oof intensifies. You know, I've actually been thinking, because I know Mech Warrior 5 is actually coming out to GOG and Steam. I've been actually thinking of trying it out. I've heard it's kind of crap, but on the other hand, I haven't played a Mech Warrior game since Mech Warrior 4, so... And I'm not touching online, so... Alright, so...
Something is wrong.
What?
Tarek is concerned about Master Skier. He is experiencing extreme trauma.
Skia, is everything all right?
Oh, of course it is, Trennis.
Skia, Master, what's happening?
Concentrate on the mission, Trennis. Have you found the flight deck?
Yeah, but the smoke is thicker than ever.
Then use the Force.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have thought of it. What is it with you today? What is it with him today?
Kind of dismissive and disrespectful, but okay.
Yeah, it is. But that's kind of the norm for her. iLoser says this page alone looks like it was done by 3 different artists. It probably was. Cool S says, next the Jedi will use pool noodles to gently stop the bad Darth Trump. But after totally fair trial, they will execute him for mean tweets. Ibram Gaunt says, it's not bad. Play Battletech instead if you need a mech fix. Yeah, but that's a turn-based strategy, and I've been wanting a proper sim. Getting into the cockpit of the mech, that sort of thing. Optimus Jedi says, the MechWarrior lore was actually way better than I thought it was. The background is pretty sweet. Yes, it is. Cool S says, but the bestest ever will forgive him and instead take his force power and put him in jail because she's just too damn nice. Ibram Gaunt says, text showed me the light. Yep. Skier says, oh, text is actually pretty good if you're into Battletech and want to learn more about it. Seeker says, oh look, our protagonist had time to apply her mascara before the mission. Isn't modesty one of the virtues of the Jedi?
I believe so.
Yeah. Jacob Kennedy says, most bad Star Wars characters have shit SJW haircuts. Flashback to Sister Arc in Star Wars 6 and Season 6 of Clone Wars. Alright. Alright, so let's see. So I guess it's your line next.
Well, have you found anything, Trennis?
Yeah. You could say that.
Is that a hut? Yeah, it's a hut, because
Yeah.
it's a pig guard. Well, finally we're getting something interesting. Jesus, it only took us 2 issues and 8 pages.
By interesting me means something that's interesting and not the cancerous form.
Yeah, like, finally, there's fire, there's death. It kind of almost looks like a scene from something like 40K and Nurgle.
Mm-hmm.
But the wounds, of course, aren't bleeding.
Of course.
Of course, drool's okay, but no. If we have that blood in there, that's just too much.
The corpse of a hut. I believe your voice is up next.
A hut in Republic space?
Technically, this sector has only been aligned for a few months.
The point stands. Cause of death. A cause of death.
Take your pick. Multiple stab wounds, blaster burns.
Plus, the corpse shows the first signs of magnol poisoning.
Or nagnal. Nagnal.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the other one. That's the other twin.
Magnol? A natural
No.
gas capable of disrupting ship sensors. And fatal to even huts in large doses. No doubt a key element of the Nihil smokescreen. It truly is a fascinating tactic.
Tell that to the crew. Any survivors at your end?
Not
no,
yet.
Trennis says that. Okay, sorry. I mixed this up.
Tell that to the crew. Any survivors on your end?
Not yet, Trennis.
What have you found, Master Scare?
Some kind of crop. A barley, maybe.
Huts aren't exactly known for transporting grain.
You know what I hate about the little communique thing there?
What?
In terms of like the outlay of the comic, how do we know if that's the other twin or if that's Trennis.
Yeah, we don't. That's the problem.
Like, how do we know who the fuck is talking right now?
Exactly.
Like, they did not think that through. At least with Damnation Crusade, to circle back to another comic we've read on these streams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they did to help with that?
They colored
them. They color coded per character, so we knew who the fuck was talking. Everything's just white text. Or sorry, black text with a white text bubble.
Yep.
We have no idea who's talking and when.
Mm-hmm.
Now that works fine if all the characters are in the same fucking area.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the case. And by the way, my complaint from the first issue is still active here. Panel to panel, these feel like jump cuts.
Yeah, they do. All right, so next page.
Even huts need to eat.
Or more likely sell the harvest to the highest bidder. Many worlds are still suffering since the great disaster.
Oh, great. More stuff that we're probably not going to see and just get explained to us in giant balls of text. An excellent point. One person's disaster is another's opportunity.
Tarek will scan the remains.
Maybe if we can ascertain where they came from. Ah!
Sonic's blade!
So, it looks like he's dead.
Yeah, I guess they're just expendable, evil-looking good dudes.
No, wait. He's apparently going to live. Because reasons.
Because you can't have death in Disney Star Wars, except when it's like a hut or non-human character, right?
Sarah?
Sniper Tarek is injured.
How bad is it?
No, that's you, because it's the one with,
Oh yeah, we will live.
Came out of nowhere. Should have known they were there. Found you.
Went on our way.
Same as as am I. Have to do this the old-fashioned way. But he's acting on emotion.
Yeah,
Very
he is.
un-Jedi-like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, they kind of hinted that he's kind of not mentally stable in the last issue when they ended it off with him screaming no out of fucking nowhere. I'm still wondering why he did that, though. I was hoping there would be some kind of hint to why in this episode.
Maybe he genuinely wanted to kill off Discount Navi the fairy.
And that would explain a lot. As my ancestors hunted first Frist wolves. A Frist wolf who has dropped their blaster, it seems. Haven't got long, whoever you are. Why can't I sense you?
Yar!
No. Why? Okay,
Yeah,
of all
what?
things to exclaim. Oh, this is lazy ass shit. Is it the blue smoke and shit?
Yep.
My god, Disney, grow a pair of balls. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Would it kill you to show fucking? I hate that. It's just unnecessarily censored. It's stupid.
Maybe that's why he's shouting why.
It's like, why can't I see your guts peeling out? Or at the very least, the cauterized wound.
Remember in A New Hope, when Obi-Wan cut off the guy's arm with a lightsaber, and you saw it didn't completely cauterize it, so there was a massive pool of blood there?
In which one?
In A New Hope, so Episode 4.
Yes, I remember that. It didn't properly cauterize, so it bled out.
And that was rated PG.
Mm-hmm.
Back when PG actually meant something, but yeah.
How far we've fallen.
Yes, indeed. Alright.
No, No! She's just hacking him to bits.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look! I found blood. That middle panel right there,
Yep.
little dots.
Yeah.
My God. Easy
Miracles
there,
do happen.
Marvel Disney. Easy there. You're starting to grow some balls. Careful now. You might actually be interesting soon.
Mm-hmm. Master, what's that say? Tank Farik.
Yeah. Oh shit, swearing again.
Was there no way to...
Disarm the coward?
Do you think he would be dead if there were? Or no, do you... Oh, sorry.
Is that?
That
Well, I
was
think
your
it's coming
line.
from behind her.
Yeah, so that would still be your voice.
Well, wait. Oh, fuck! They're doing it again. Do you see what I mean? Like with the lack of flow from panel to
Yep.
panel. We finally got some. This page is the first time we got any kind of flow with the no, 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 no. That's the first time there's been a flow between the panels that was actually good because it actually felt like they interconnected and you could fill in the blanks with your brain. And they fucking butchered at the very end of the page. Because it's from him looking at her to he's walking past her.
Mm-hmm.
There's no transitionary panel in between, so it feels like another jump cut. They were doing so good this page.
Yep. So, I guess that's your line, though, still?
Do you think he would be dead if there were?
Alright. And next page, things really switch up.
You must contact Starlight.
Alright, so that's your voice, because that's the girl there.
Right. And there are no survivors? None. A Nahil was left for dead, abandoned by his comrades. These animals have no honor. Master Skier, we must never demonize our enemies, no matter what atrocities they have committed in the past. Correction. You guys demonize the hell out of the Sith.
Yep.
Like, what's this bullshit of, oh, we must not demonize our enemies? Excusez-moi? You Jedi are professionals at this shit.
Mm-hmm.
They are still living beings. Yes, Marshal Chris. I spoke out of turn. I will meditate on the matter. The Force will guide you. In the meantime, Maru has analyzed the data provided by Jedi Tarek.
Also, notice how they've gotten rid of their rebreathers.
Yeah, they seem to have ditched them. Did they ventilate? Did they mention ventilation or anything like that?
Nope.
So are we just to assume they've ventilated the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
I guess we'll just assume that. Yeah. So you're that dude.
You were right, Skier. It is a form of barley, specifically Vitrium reminicus, originally cultivated on Thyferia. It is a key ingredient of Bacta, alongside Alazi and Kavam.
Word salad.
The miracle salve that's replacing Rejuve. Tarek could use some of that.
Our injuries are superficial.
Tell that to the medics. They won't believe you either. Pretty sure it's medical droids, but okay.
Typically, unless they're trying to presume that at this point in the timeline they used actual medics.
Yeah, I suppose you
Not
could go
sure.
with that.
And I'm going like my knowledge with KOTOR, they still had medical droids at this point.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And they still had Bacta as well at this point, too.
Yeah.
So, as far as we... Okay, so, as far as we can tell, Novextrina shipments have been recorded as stolen. We can only assume that our Hutt friend purchased them legitimately. The only question is from where. believe that's you.
Oh wait, yeah, I think I mixed the twins up.
Yep.
Perhaps we can help with that, Marshal. According to what's left of the Navidroid, the ship was traveling from the Sedri system at the time of the attack. Sedri?
A small system in the periphery, 2 habitable planets. Sedri itself is 99% covered in water, but its neighbor, Sedri Minor, is largely arable.
Any outposts, Maru?
A colony was found 12 years ago, although there's been little context since.
Then they're overdue for a visit. Skier, you and Jedi Sarah take the T1 take the T1 to Sedri, while Jedi Ro and I bring. That is still her, yeah.
Yeah.
While Jedi Ro and I bring the Atraxia to recover the Hutcraft. Chancellor So will want to know that the clans are breaking the sanctions by trading openly in Republic territory.
I'll go with Skier.
No.
But Master,
You will wait with Tarek.
do we not require assistance?
It is decided. Yeah, those are the most evil-looking good guys I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Force will be I can't talk. The Force will be with us.
It needs to be nothing about this. It needs to be nothing about this is right. Nothing at all. Sedri Minor.
Ship!
Oh God, they're gonna do this to us again.
Not the sidekick shit.
You're a Jedi!
Yes, we are, little one. And you are not welcome. Somebody else.
And you are not welcome here.
Not welcome. We mean you no harm, citizen.
Sulman Kalo, Sulman. But what you mean is not the point. We need nothing from the Republic. This is an independent colony.
One specializing in Ratixian barley, I see.
Among other produce, yes. Although, why the Jedi, of all people, would be interested in our output, and our output is beyond me.
Like, I mean no insult, but we can look... Oh, no, that's still him. What the hell?
Look, I mean no insult, but we can look after ourselves. That's your guy.
I keep mixing that. Fuck. Hello? Are you there? Do you require assistance? Hello? We are here to help. He gonna die. And jump cut.
Oh, so it's the chick. It's your chick that is voiced next.
Mm-hmm. Has anyone else seen this?
No, Marshal Tarek. Surratt and I were injured. No, Marshal Tarek. And Surratt were injured, and I... No, Marshal. Tarek and Surratt were injured, and I... Well, I didn't know what to do.
You should have told me right away. I would have stopped Skier from going to Sedri.
I'm sorry. I've never seen him like this. He was out of control. Just so much rage.
No. I'm sorry, Keeve. Skier hasn't been the same since Kerr. You're not to blame. I should have listened to the song of the Force. Should have realized he was...
Ah!
Should I row?
I don't know what happened, Marshal Chris. He just cried out.
Not he. They. Tarek, is it your injuries? Are you in pain?
No, it is Master Ser... No, it is Surratt, Master Chris. Something terrible has happened to him.
Chris to Skier. Respond immediately. Oh, yeah, that's right. Marshal, is Surratt with you? Surratt? Actually, no. Where? Master Jedi.
wait!
Said it! What? Said it! Where are you? To be continued. God, that felt long.
Yeah, sorry I've been not reading the comments. I'll admit I've been trying to get this through as quickly as possible.
It's not even fun bad. Like with Minus Calgar one, I felt like there was more stuff to shit on, but nothing about this is particularly bad. It's just not good at all.
Well,
it's all this.
except for
It's just been this consistent shittiness the entire time.
Mm.
Like the same issues I had with issue 1 were prevalent here. I mean, panel to panel, didn't feel like it flowed at all, except for one single sequence when he was going berserk and dicing the fuck up out of a body, which is pretty good. But literally everything around that, the panels felt like they were all jump cuts. Like I felt like there was no flow to it at all.
Yeah. I mean, at least they didn't. At least it's not as cancerous as the Jedi threat, essentially putting an entire city in harm's way, the way they did with issue 1. But it's still awful.
Yep. There's not much more to say about it other than that. It's just generally it's stupid. The Jedi seem to not be too smart. The portrayal of everything seems kind of lazy. The artwork is okay. It's certainly not bad or terrible in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not particularly awesome either. I'd say I'd expect better typically, but it's not like the bottom of the barrel or anything. I'd say it's middling.
I don't know. It's what they've done to the lore is pretty atrocious.
Yeah, it's just garbage, honestly.
And it's the fact that this is actually considered canon, too, that makes it that much worse. This is what replaced the EU. Just think about that. This is what they've put in place instead of the expanded universe. That's really the worst part about this whole thing. Easily, in my opinion. But, yeah. And the thing is, there's probably going to be 5 issues of this, and there is a second comic for the High Republic coming out, I think, sometime this month. So they're having 2 High Republic comics going on at the exact same time.
It feels like a bad joke.
It really does, except the people that are telling it don't know a thing about comedy. But, anyway, so I think that's a good stopping point. What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty good for me. I mean, I got nothing more to say other than it's garbage. I'm not looking forward to any further issues. It's just not even enjoyably bad. Like Marcus Gallagher is just so over the top bad. I felt like there was more to say. This is just bad. I'm not particularly engaged at all. I'm not interested at all. It's just kind of meh.
Mm. For me, this is still over the top bad, but that's again all because of the lore and what they've done to it, and the fact that we had the expanded universe in comparison to this back in the day. So I guess it's really the context what really, really pisses me off about this one.
Yeah, but, it's just shitty, man.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that's going to be a good. I think that's going to be a good time to call it. Optimus Jedi says, bit of a hot take. The EU wasn't all that great. Heir to the Empire was great, but almost all of the rest was either mediocre, bad, or just good enough to string you along. The thing is, the expanded universe...
I respectfully disagree.
I do. I disagree as well. The expanded universe did have some flops here and there, absolutely, right? But if you consider the games and you consider the other stuff as everything else that was considered expanded universe, they still respected the lore, more or less. And the fact that you have KOTOR, which is considered expanded universe, replaced with this. The fact that you have Shadow of the Empire replaced with this. And the X-Wing games replaced with this. And just Pick any other classic Star Wars story that's not part of the official canon now, and it gets replaced with this. And you can see why people are looking back at the expanded universe much more fondly now. I mean, hell, the sequel trilogy makes me look at the prequels a lot more fondly now.
And I always liked the prequels myself.
I mean, yeah, me too. I think the prequels...
I liked him for the lightsaber battles, the action there. I loved the casting of Obi-Wan. I stand by that. The casting for Anakin as well was very, very well done. I think the biggest disservice that was done to the prequels was that George Lucas was surrounded by yes men, which he wasn't surrounded by for the original trilogy. He directed all of them, which, again, original trilogy, he didn't direct all of them. In fact, the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, he didn't direct. The
Episode 5?
Yeah, The Empire Strikes Back. He didn't direct that one. Considered the best one of all time. So, being surrounded by yes men, directing all three, and trying to live up to a series he hadn't returned to in, 20 years at that point? Well, almost 20 years.
Yeah, that could...
Pretty...
Yeah, all valid points. The other thing to keep in mind is, even if you hate the prequel trilogy as films, they still produced good games and whatnot out of them. Right?
Yeah.
Absolute classic games. Battlefront 2, the original good Battlefront 2, was tied very strongly with Episode 3. That's a good example right off the bat. You had the Star Wars Clone Wars video game that came out for Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. You had the Rogue Squadron series, which Rogue Squadron 3 did actually delve a little bit into the prequels as well, slightly. You had Star Wars Episode 1, Battle for Naboo. You had Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. You had a lot of good games that were centered around the prequels. So if nothing else, you still had those. And those kind of, even if you hated the movies, those actually made up for it, in my opinion. You can't even really say that all that much when it comes to the sequel trilogy. The closest you can get is, Jedi Fallen Order, which does that even cover the stories of the sequel trilogy? I don't think it does. And then you have Star Wars Squadron, which is more right immediately after Episode 6, which means it's much more closely associated with the original trilogy than it is the sequels. I mean, hell, even the Battlefront EA games don't really associate themselves with the sequel trilogy. When the sequel trilogy was actively coming out. That's a sign of how bad the sequels actually were.
Definitely.
Yeah, anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, call it. This has been Ace.
Asmogan.
And we hope to see you all again sometime soon. Until then, take care and have a good one.